5 things you need to know. With pollution in Delhi spiking out of control, the state government has decided to swing into action, albeit a bit later than warranted, and introduce the odd-even scheme once again from November 13 to November 17, 2017. While cars with number plates ending in odd numbers like 0, 2, 4, 6, 8 will be allowed to run on November 14 and November 16, cars with number plates ending in odd numbers will be allowed to run on November 13, November 15 and November 17. That said, the government has also announced that certain cars and certain vehicles will be exempted from the scheme altogether. Read on to know the 5 top things you need to know about the odd-even Delhi scheme. Two-wheelers have been exempted from the odd-even scheme. 1. Vehicle exceptions. The odd-even scheme might have been successful in bringing traffic down substantially, but the government has announced a whole range of exceptions that will be applicable for these days irrespective of the number plate that these cars are fitted with. The exceptions include all ambulances, hybrid and electric vehicles, VIP and embassy vehicles. The exceptions however have also surprisingly included two-wheelers that are a major source of air pollution in Delhi with regards to private vehicles and include vehicles, including commercial vehicles, that run on CNG. Women drivers with no male passengers under age 12 are exempt from odd-even rule. 2. Exceptions for women. Keeping women's safety in mind, the Delhi government has also announced that it will exempt all women drivers from November 13 to 17, 2017 as long as there is no male passenger in the car over the age of 12. While this might have noble intentions, the fact that the age limit is capped at 12 years and not applicable for all minors is a bit bewildering. Delhi Traffic Police will issue a Rs 2,000 fine for cars not complying with the odd-even scheme. 3. Odd-even fines. Vehicles not complying with the odd-even rules will be heavily fined in Delhi. The government has announced a steep Rs 2,000 fine for any and all vehicles that have not been exempted and are yet running on the road on days that they are not allowed. The fines will be collected on the spot so as to avoid vehicle impounds. In the last running of the odd-even scheme, the Delhi government challenged an average of about 1,000 vehicles a day for the first few days. The figure later was lower as there was a lot more compliance with the rules. Delhi Metro will increase train services during odd-even scheme. 4. Public transport. From November 13 to November 17 when the odd-even scheme kicks in, public transport solutions in Delhi will be critical in order to keep day-to-day operations smooth. In order to counter the higher flow of people who will opt for public transport, the Delhi Metro Rail Corporation, DMRC, has already increased the frequency of trains. This increased frequency will run through the odd-even week too. The Delhi Metro will now be running 3,317 train trips instead of the standard 3,131. The DTC will approach private bus operators to run buses for public transport. The Delhi Transport Corporation too will kick it into high gear with more bus services. The DTC fleet is currently at a 7-year low at just under 4,000 buses, and although a proposal to add an additional 1,000 buses got cabinet approval from the state government just a few months ago, tenders for the same have yet to be floated. So as to not inconvenience passengers, the DTC will in turn reach out to private bus operators, which the corporation will pay on per kilometer basis. Although the additional services will ease passenger trouble on the odd-even days, it will however add substantially to air pollution as most of these buses run on diesel engines. Paris Car-Free Day. Photo credit, Reuters. 5. Odd-even internationally. India is not the only country to run the odd-even scheme. The scheme was run successfully in Beijing in 2008 and then subsequently in other countries too. France and Italy have been on the forefront in Europe, with cities like Paris, Rome, Milan and Florence strictly enforcing the odd-even scheme to curb both traffic and air pollution. In South America too, cities like Mexico City and Bogota have used the odd-even scheme in the past to ease pollution and congestion. That said, every odd-even scheme has yielded the exact same result. Although it is effective in the short term, It is not a long-term solution as it usually results in people opting to buy a second car with an odd or even number depending on the other car they own. For the latest auto news and reviews, follow Car and Bike on Twitter, Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.